All right, guys, welcome. We're back for another show tonight. Me and my boy D2. The topic we're gonna be talking about tonight is one that's probably gonna carry on for a long time.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
We decided to go with tonight narcissism.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Narcissistic abuse.
Yes.
Narcissistic behavior.
Yes.
Narcissistic disorder. All those things, right? What's going on, Doc?
How you doing today, eh?
We're good.
Good to see you again,
yes,
man.
sir. We back
Yes, sir.
on
We're
again,
back
right?
again. Another episode.
Another episode.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about this thing, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's first say this. The last episode we did was on
mental health.
mental health, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a lot of exciting comments, and we replied to most of them. So y'all keep tuning in and sending those wonderful comments. We really appreciate you.
Really appreciate it.
Yes,
I tell
sir.
you what, though, look, you guys send in those comments and stuff like that. You know, eventually we're going to get around to responding to them on a higher level.
Yeah.
We're going to bring y'all in via screen, right? If you
Yes.
can't come to the studio, we're going to bring you in on the screen.
That's right.
And let you tell your story along with us, right?
And we would like to hear them. We would like to hear them. We love to hear comments like that. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in. And, we love those comments. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing
it, right?
Yes.
So look, I tell you what, we're going to dive right on off into this.
Let's do
we
it.
Just kind of having a little bit of conversation before we kind of got this thing kicked off.
Yes, sir.
And the topic was narcissism, right?
Narcissism, yes.
So he's
Yes.
experienced it,
I
I've
sure have.
experienced it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna roll with tonight,
Yes,
man. Tonight
yes.
I'm gonna let you kick this thing off.
Well, let's get the definition of narcissism. Narcissism is an extremely self-involvement to a degree that makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. Y'all got that? You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
So that's one definition of it. There's plenty of definitions with narcissism, and we're gonna let y'all just kind of like take that to mind, and we want y'all to kind of do some homework on that and figure it out from yourselves. But I know a lot of us dealt with narcissism before, and so we're here to talk about it. So we're gonna let Greg talk about a little bit of his experience, and I'm gonna follow up with a little bit of my experiences on narcissism as well.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. Look, this is worth looking into, and it's worth listening to, and it's
Yes.
worth paying attention, right?
Yes.
I look at it like this right here. It's just like being involved with a group of demons, right? And you
Yeah.
don't even know that you're involved
Oh
with them.
Lord, yes.
Right? The disdain that they have for you,
Yeah.
the jealousy, the lies that they tell. Some of the lingo that go with narcissism is
Yeah.
things like flying monkeys,
Untruth.
word salad,
Untruth.
all kind of stuff,
Yeah.
untruth, all that.
Yeah,
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So if you living a life that's not true to who you are,
That's right.
then that's problems.
That's problem.
Chaos.
That's problem.
Right?
Yeah.
So if some of y'all got families going on out there and y'all really just don't understand the fact that it's just turmoil, you might want to look up narcissism.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm gonna talk about a little bit of experience that I've had with it. I've really been dealing with it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something to you too. You might discover that you ignorant to this.
Yeah.
Don't sweat that, because I was ignorant to it for a very long time. Matter of fact, I didn't
So
even
glad.
know the word.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the word.
I didn't either, Greg. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. You brought it to my attention.
Yeah. And if we're gonna bring it to a lot of other
Yeah,
people's
yeah,
attention
yeah.
tonight too. But I tell you what, you could be dealing with this, don't know you're dealing with it, but you just know something is wrong.
Something
right?
is wrong.
So here we go. So I was involved in a narcissistic relationship for a very long time.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was dealing with, but I did know something was wrong.
Right.
But once I discovered exactly what it was, it changed everything, right?
Yes.
So if you're dealing in a relationship and you dealing with somebody that's making you feel unworthy of
Uncomfortable.
yourself, somebody that's making you feel lesser than, a bunch of chaos is going on all the time, you're at the right place tonight.
Yeah.
So man, tell me something
And
about
you're dealing with a narcissist if you have those feelings.
No doubt.
Well, mine actually, Greg, is I've dealt with it with my family, with a family member. There's a lot of chaos sometimes within your family that some people are just can't take no for an answer. And I'm not sure how to describe that. I got to really tread lightly.
Entitlement.
Entitlement. So you have to evaluate that. Sometimes you may have to distance yourself from a family member.
Well, check this out. You just struck something right there.
Go
It's
ahead.
a doctor that I pay attention to, and I'm gonna put his link below.
Yeah.
Because let's make this clear: we are not professionals when it comes to this.
No, sir.
But we have experience in it, and I can
so
say that I have.
That kind of makes us a professional.
Yeah. And I was just supposed to say that.
Right.
It's just funny how you can read my mind.
Hey, man, we've been knowing each other for a long time.
But not a professional at it, but I'm very educated in it because I experienced it for a long time.
Yeah.
And when you deal with something that you don't know what you're dealing with, you know something was wrong. Once you find out what you're dealing with, you're like, the bells start ringing, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you a little bit of story,
Go ahead.
about when I start coming into the realization and the knowledge of narcissism. I was dealing with that situation for a long time. I want to be modest when I do this too, right? And a friend of mine called me, and they knew I was going through a lot and had been going through a lot for a long time. And they said, hey, I want to share something with you, right? They said, just look at this video. I'm going to send it to you because some of the things that you've been talking to me about, that you've been dealing with for so many years, I just need you to look at this video. Right. So I end up looking at the video, and from that point on, I started looking at more and more videos, and I ran across this doctor. His name is Dr. Carter.
Dr. Carter.
Yeah, Dr. Carter. And I'm gonna put his link below.
Put that
because
link on there. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something about this dude, man.
Yeah.
Right to this day, I don't really listen to nobody else when it comes to this because he break it down. He's very educated. He is a doctor.
Right.
And when he started breaking it down for me, I mean, I was like, oh my God, that's what I've been dealing with, right? And so
bells went off.
Yeah, bells went off, man. And some of the things that I was dealing with in that situation, I don't know, it just get tiresome. Put it like that. It just get tiresome.
It's weight on you.
Yeah, and I'm real blessed, and I thank God for him right today, because had I not got the education from him and showing me and telling me and explaining to me exactly what this was, I could have been still trapped in that situation. That's right. The Bible says this right here. People perish for lack of knowledge.
Yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
And so I was ignorant to it. I didn't have the knowledge, but once I got it, things changed.
Things changed. I like that scripture you gave to me that time about the dog and the vomit.
But
why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
I can go there now.
Yeah, go there.
I can go there.
I love it. So I'm pretty sure they will.
Okay,
so let's go there.
So I don't know if you Bible thumpers or not, but I just so happen to be. But it's a scripture, and it goes like this here: when a dog returns to his own vomit, right?
Yeah.
So when you
that's nasty, isn't it?
That's nasty, man.
That's nasty.
So when you hear something like that, what's the first thing you think of?
Oh, I think it is nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Why would I want to go back and lick my own vomit? If I regurgitate that means it's not sitting well in my body.
Yeah. Oh boy, look at But look, I tell you what. Let me break it down. Can I break it down? Break it down. All right. So a dog returns to his own vomit. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a question. Why would a dog regurgitate? Why? That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my meaning of that is that his system is not taking it well.
Right.
So he's gonna regurgitate. It's not taking it.
Right.
His system is not taking it well. So he's gonna regurgitate it.
I got the perfect word for that.
Go ahead.
Toxic. Think about it, right? So he has some toxic things in his body, and his body is rejecting it. Right? So look, I'm going to show you something. How absurd this would be for somebody or something to regurgitate something.
Yeah.
And that's toxic in their body. Their body gave it up because it's no good for it, and they turn right back around
and lick it up
and go back and eat it again.
Ooh, that's nasty. Right? That's nasty.
Man, you got people doing that all day long.
Oh man. I don't know why they would do it. I don't know why. I don't either, man. I have a little dog here, man, and I tell you, my dog, when he goes and does things like that, I'm like, ooh, that dog is nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
So I would think the same about maybe a person as well. You know, if they leave one bad situation and they return to that situation, is what we're actually talking about, right?
That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's toxic.
Right? Toxic. So look, check this out. Okay, so let's say you have some people in your life or a particular person situation in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get, I don't know, you come up to the conclusion that you need to get rid of this thing, right? You get rid of, you know what, this ain't no good for me. It don't make me feel well.
Yeah. Your body's rejecting it.
Your body's rejecting it. You get rid of it, right?
That's right.
And then, and see, people have this problem that I just don't have that problem no more. Once I cut something loose, I'm done with it, right?
Go back and lick that vomit up.
Yeah, because I've done it for a reason,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So
now I might taste the vomit one time.
One time coming out.
Coming out. But that's it. I do not like vomit.
Yeah. So look, y'all, let's place real life into that scripture, right?
Yeah.
You decide that something's no good for you, or someone is no good for you, or a situation is no good for you, and time passed. You know, and I've seen this happen quite a bit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been there, Jay.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know, and then you come back and you give this person, a thing, a situation, another opportunity, and another opportunity.
Yeah.
That's going back eating your vomit.
And you know it ain't good for you. You know it's not good for you.
Right?
So why would you return to that? Why would you return to that? Is the question for a lot of people. You know, why would you return to that? You know it's a bad situation. So why would you return to it?
I think it's insanity.
Well, insanity is a tough word.
Yeah, but it's a tough situation.
I think it's more mind control.
Mind control?
Mind control.
Okay.
Goes back to narcissism.
Yeah.
Goes back to narcissism.
Yeah.
If you read that definition again,
right.
Narcissist is a person that has a mind control of another individual.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think it's because of a narcissism.
Yeah.
And a narcissism can reflect.
Yeah.
And damage your thought process.
No doubt.
So that's what I think it is.
No doubt. High level of manipulation.
A high level of manipulation.
Okay. So I'm gonna speak to some of the people that that's in my life.
Yeah.
That I would see it as going back and eating a regurgitation. Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, you can regret.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what it is.
Okay, so you know, I don't understand, and it destroys families, right? So I actually, at this particular time in my life, is witnessing. I'm witnessing with my own eyes something or somebody that's very toxic, and everybody's still clinging to it and still dealing with it.
That's a demon. That's a demon.
Yes.
That's a demon.
Yeah.
You know, the devil will control members of your family.
Right.
And that member in your family could be a bad apple.
Right.
Could be a bad apple. And what that bad apple does.
Right. You're gonna destroy the whole family.
Destroy the whole thing.
So you know, it's a lot of chaos and stuff like that going on. But I'm gonna say this right here. I'm not a professional about it, but I do know a lot about it.
Yeah.
One thing that I did hear Dr. Carter say, and it broke my heart, right? Because when I first started dealing with this, you know, it was somebody that I was connected to on a high level.
On a high level.
Okay.
That's a good word to say.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
And
without calling any names.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So
we don't want to do that.
He said one episode I was looking at, and this is the part that broke my heart, because I had dealt with it for so long, and what caused me to deal with it for so long was hope, right? And I remember early on I detected something was wrong, but I kept on saying, when I get to this point or this age, it's gonna get better. You know how you figure you get older, you settle down a little more, and then you start to get wiser and change.
Yes, sir.
And I just so happened to was looking at this episode, and Dr. Carter looked in the screen, and he said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. He said, but once somebody have this level or that level of narcissistic behavior. Well, this is the word. The narcissistic, not behavior is what I wanted to say. Narcissistic disorder. Narcissistic disorder. When they have that level of that disorder, there's no turning back, right?
For that person.
For that person.
Right.
Yeah, for that person.
Right.
It's, you know, and when he said that, it really kind of put the nail in the coffin for me, and I changed.
Yeah.
I changed immediately after that, because all hope was gone.
And I noticed the change. Yeah. Because I kind of like know what you're talking about, And I noticed that change in you. I know that, you know, back then when you was in that type of situation,
Right.
you wasn't Greg that I knew.
Yeah,
You wasn't the Greg
and
that
that's
I
what
knew.
happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
So I was like, hey man, you know, something ain't right with my boy, man. I've been knowing you so long, man.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that something wasn't right with you
Yeah.
at that time,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you got out of this situation. And man, I applaud you.
Yeah, amen, amen.
Yeah,
you know,
God is good, ain't he?
God is he's really good, man.
Awesome God, man. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I love him so much, because
Yes, sir.
he brought me through so much.
So much.
You know, you
Both of
just
us.
said something that that kind of triggered something that you said that wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
Right.
That wasn't you. Yeah.
And I get it. Like a lot of people right now, I'm gonna say in my family or whatever, you know, I guess they say, you know, birds of feather flock together, but that's not true.
That's not
right.
true.
So
That's not
people started gauging my level of intelligence, or whatever.
This the new grade.
Yeah,
This the new grade.
based upon what I was associated with.
Right.
And so, you know, I just had to receive that truth,
Yeah.
and I had to go on with it. You know,
Yeah.
I guess I can see it like, what's that Patti LaBelle say? If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. So I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time trying to get people to say, well, hey, that ain't me. Don't do me like that. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anything, you should come and check on me and make sure I'm okay.
You're okay. That's
Because suffering, I'm gonna go ahead and call it like this: suffering through psychological abuse for that long period of time, it'll really, really do some damage to your way of thinking and your mind. So I praise and thank God that he brought me through to be able to sit here today with a sound mind.
Yeah, you are the new improved Greg.
Right.
And so am I.
Amen.
I'm the new improved Coop.
Yeah.
You know, and this has been my boy for so long, man. And I tell you, we've been through a lot together. We're gonna touch on topics like that, you know, on different shows. Some of the things that we experience. So we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be back, and we just hope that you guys will tune in and watch us, and just stay tuned, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming for y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
But this narcissistic thing, I'll tell you what. Why don't y'all put some
thoughts
comments,
into it? Yeah, comments,
some comments below.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this thing. This is gonna be a topic that we're gonna talk about for a while.
For a while.
You know, some of the things that you have to deal with in there. I'm gonna call out some names, and I want you guys to look this stuff up. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but one of them is called a flying monkey.
Flying monkey.
You ever heard that before?
Oh, when monkeys fly. I do that when monkeys fly.
No, I'm serious though. No, I'm serious.
Okay, we'll go ahead.
It's a flying monkey.
A flying monkey.
You ever heard that before?
I never heard that before.
A flying monkey is when a narcissist gets someone to get on their side, and they'll get them to go get information for them, and they'll manipulate them. I mean, and these people are very charming too.
Signs of a narcissist.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
very charming, and you know,
the devil is charming too.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They're gonna put all kind of stuff in front of you.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know, actually, when I describe a narcissist, it's kind of like describing a demon, actually, or a devil.
It is.
Yeah, it really
is. It is.
Right.
It is.
And you know, people say, well, you gotta forgive people. Yes, you can forgive them.
Yeah.
No problem, but you better.
Do you have to forget?
No, you don't forget, but you don't.
Forget.
You better understand what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you're dealing with a demon.
You're dealing with a demon.
You're dealing with a demon.
And it's a young lady. I'm not gonna call her name. She was all on the news. I want to say about 2 months ago. It was a niece of a good friend of mine, and I really want to try to get not the lady herself on the show, but the auntie, because I know the auntie real good. Well, she ended up killing her husband.
Oh wow.
And she had been suffering abuse from him for a very long time, and it was unbeknownst to the family how deep it was. And this guy was narcissistic, right? And very controlling. And she ended up killing him. So that's how devastating this could be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
This is how devastating this could be.
That's touching.
And she ended up killing him, and they had to raise money and all that. And even if
she couldn't deal with it anymore.
She couldn't deal with it anymore. She lost it.
Yeah.
She lost it.
So did she go back and lick her own vomit?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the story like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the story like that, and that's why I kind of want to have a show and talk to the aunt and just kind of see what's going on.
Wow.
You know, and it's not about gossip. I believe it's about having a conversation about the story to bring awareness to people that's dealing with this thing,
Yeah.
and they don't know what they're dealing with.
Well, I've Googled it many times.
Yeah.
Many a times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
I don't deal with it now.
Yeah.
In my present life, anything that's not good for Coop, I deal. I get out the situation.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I get out. I don't have time for it. So anything that's not good for Coop, I get out of it.
Another thing too that Dr. Carter brought up, and when he said that they never change, right? It's a disorder in their mind. I don't want to expound on that too deeply because I would like to give the proper definition to it. Hey, don't worry about that. That's my little dog down that bar.
Oh, he loves to bark, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I tell you what, I'm gonna bring him up here and let y'all meet him. But anyway,
we'll meet him some more time.
but Dr. Carter said, you know what? The best thing for you to do when you're in a situation like that is to remove yourself.
To remove yourself.
Yeah.
Remove yourself from the situation.
Remove yourself from the situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got to remove yourself from that situation. You cannot stay in that situation, man. I tell you, like you said, that demon. That demon. It's a demon-possessed person that thinks that they're on top of everything. They're on top of everything and cannot be told no.
Can't accept no. Right.
And they won't apologize to you.
Won't apologize. Well, that's another sign, right? Well, I'm gonna name a few things that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to just go ahead and accept it, right?
Who they are.
But I'm not gonna dig too deep into the story. People that know me probably know what I'm talking about. But they are super liars.
Super liars.
Their manipulation game is A1.
A1. They already thought of it before they even come out with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They charming.
Charming.
They can be very charming,
Very
sweet
charming.
and nice.
Yep.
Spend money, whatever they need to do to get their point across or get whatever they want.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about them.
All about
right?
them. All
So
about them.
they can even throw a party for somebody, and it's like, hey, I'm throwing this party for whomever, but it's not for the person. It's to glorify them.
It's for them. It's for them. That's they shine.
Yeah.
That's they shine.
Yeah.
Everybody in front of them at that time. So it's time for them to shine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying.
And another thing too that I learned about it is, well, I'm gonna just talk about a few things that you probably see in a narcissist. If you connected to someone that would be like totally wrong, totally out of line, they're never gonna apologize.
Never will apologize.
They're always gonna bring chaos to the equation.
And it's always your fault.
It's always your
It's
fault.
always your fault.
They
never
own
take accountability.
Yes.
Never take accountability.
Never take accountability.
Yes.
And it could be a whirlwind.
Yeah.
It could be a whirlwind for you, and it actually just drains all your energy, and and they actually are predators. They prey on people that's codependent. The nice guys, or the nice girl.
Yeah.
And I happen to have that disease. I have that nice guy disease. So I was a perfect candidate.
Yes, sir. I was too.
And matter of fact, I'm gonna even go back and talk about a little story with my counselor, because I had to kind of suffer through this thing, and it made me want to change who I was. Really did. And I was talking to my counselor about it, and she was saying, Greg, stop right there. And I really respect this lady. She's around 70 years old at the time.
A lot of knowledge.
A lot of knowledge
and,
right there. She kind of made me feel like she gave me that mother
figure.
Yeah, mother figure like type thing.
Yeah.
And she said this. She said, Greg, no, don't change who you are. You're a wonderful person.
Yes, sir.
But let me help you create boundaries for yourself. Don't change who you are.
Yeah.
But let me help you create boundaries for yourself.
Now those boundaries is like, you in the middle of a circle, that boundary around you.
Right.
Don't let anybody come inside that boundary and destroy who you are.
Don't let nobody disrespect that boundary.
That boundary. Once they get into that boundary, they can't destroy you.
Yeah, they can get up on you.
They can get up on you.
So that's like part of the boundary layer is, people that have a high level of disdain for you, a person that have disrespect and disregard for you,
hatred,
jealousy, all those type of things.
Yeah.
You know,
wrongful intent,
all that, right?
Yes.
So
untruthful.
Yeah. So I'm at a point in my life now, me personally, I have no more room left for that. So if we go back, and which this is kind of dropping a little bit further than I wanted to go, but I go there. Yeah. When I look at my entire life, I had an abusive father, right? And so that's what caused me to be a person that was codependent. Okay. So when I add that on to connecting with another significant person in my life where I was there for a very long time, that's the majority of my life that I had to deal with dysfunction, disdain, and all these type of toxic things. And so today, Coop, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I really don't care who it is. If you make me feel a certain kind of way, I'm gonna cut you off.
Uncomfortable. That's right, sir. That's right. I have no time for it either, Greg. Yeah. No time for it.
Can't do
now
it.
You mentioned that you was in that relationship, and you said that your dad was kind of type of person.
Yeah. Well, you know, I really as I studied narcissism. Yeah, he had a high level of narcissism.
So you know, if we see stuff like that within our family, we try to change that. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be that way. Right. So I think that's what you were doing. You was changing that pattern. That pattern. You didn't want to be that way.
No, I did absolutely not.
Yeah. So you know, I've dealt with some things like that in my family from my dad, and I didn't want to be that way. My dad was he wasn't really abusive, but he was quite of a drinker. Alcoholic. Alcoholic.
Yeah, mine was too.
My stepdad.
Mine was too.
Yeah, my stepdad.
My biological dad was alcoholic.
So it has a lot to do with drugs, and you know, not drugs per se. They didn't do drugs.
Yeah.
But alcohol is a drug.
Alcohol
is a drug.
It's a drug.
Yeah. So
it alters your thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was an alcoholic. And, you know, I didn't want to be that way. That's not who I am. You know, I may sip on a glass of wine or something like that, but never been dependent on alcohol.
Yeah.
I love my grandkids. That's where it's at.
Right.
That helps me. It helps me relax. And my grandkids have unconditional love for me. Unconditional love.
Right.
That's what I surround myself with now. Unconditional love. That's what I like.
Yeah, no doubt.
They don't want anything.
No doubt.
All they want is pop all time.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You know, you remind me of something a second ago there. It'll come back to me, but you know, I'll tell you one thing. When you discover what this is, and you get educated on what it is, and your eyes become open to them.
Yes.
Now you even have more issue.
That's right.
Like the one that I'm dealing with in my life right now. I mean, my eyes is open to this. Right.
Yeah.
So you know, people might not understand, but I think the matter of fact, I don't even think I know the wise thing to do is just to stay away.
Stay away.
Right.
Stay away.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Because if you don't stay away, you can get into some. You know, it can be bad. You know, you mentioned that your friend or your auntie, someone that you knew, that killed someone.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't my auntie. It was a good friend of mine.
Good friend of yours.
Her niece.
Yeah. So you know, something like that happened. You don't want to go that far.
No,
so
exactly.
You want to stay away from
boy,
that.
you said a key thing.
You want to stay away from that.
You want to stay away from it.
Yeah.
You know, and so
I have to stay away from it as well. I've chosen to stay away from things like that.
Yeah. I don't think it's wise, right?
It's not wise.
So you know, and I know people have heard me say this analogy right here. You know, pretty much, if you're a full-grown person, why would you go get in the sandbox and play with children?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so really when you study narcissism, you know, that person, they not happy with themselves. They really are weak-minded people, and they have thin layer of skin. And so they put up a bunch of airs. You know, trying to be something that they're not, but really underneath they really toe up and they have really major issues.
Major issues. And I think what they do, Greg, is they try to bring other people down around them.
Right.
Misery loves company.
Right.
So I think they try to bring other people down that's around them.
Right.
And, try to bring them down to their level.
Right.
Once you get down to that level, it's hard to get back to who you normally are.
Yeah, that's their tactic.
That's their tactic, yeah.
Man. If you know me, I'm a spiritual dude, man.
Right.
And one thing that I did study very hard, just as well as you have to study God, you have to also study the devil. And so in this situation right here, which made it kind of, I'm gonna say easy for me, but it made it better for me.
Yeah.
The fact that I knew the tactics of the devil.
The tactics.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
because
sir.
they use the same tactics.
Use the same tactics. Yeah.
Control.
Control.
And that's no doubt about that. They use the same tactics.
Yeah.
It's another couple of words I'm gonna try to remember that sounds funny, but it's gonna trigger somebody to go and look up what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the flying monkey I talked about a while ago.
Right.
That's a word that goes with narcissism.
Yeah.
Word salad is another word that go with narcissism. What's another one? It's another one. It's several words that go with it. Gaslighting. You know what I'm saying?
Gaslighting.
And a lot of people get gaslighted to death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they fall for it, right? But one thing that I can say, when you have a standard, or you believe in God and the truth,
and you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
And you roll with the truth.
Yeah.
It actually will make it stick up like a sore thumb. But
you can't give the devil any power. He doesn't have power over you unless you give it to him.
Unless you give it to him. See what I'm saying?
That's right. So that's the same with a person that's a narcissist. They don't have power unless you give it to them.
Unless you give it to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing, man, what they'll do to draw you is to try to get you to come to their level. They cannot stand anybody that's strong enough to say, "Hey, I don't get on like that."
Say no.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Simply say no to that person.
Yeah.
Will set them off.
Yeah.
And you will see who that person
is.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Simply saying no.
No doubt.
Simply saying no. Can you imagine that?
No doubt.
Just simply saying no to a person will send them to another level.
Yeah. And I have to use this one right here. We're gonna have to go Cat Williams on this one. You know that big piece he got on. He say woke.
Woke.
They can't stand woke people.
Woke.
Whenever you woke to them or you understand it, they gonna go on a smear campaign, talk about you, get everybody to try to get on their side. Because
you woke.
Yeah,
because you woke. You woke.
So that's gonna conclude this episode here, guys. We're really over time.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring this back.
We're back in the man cave.
Yeah, back in the man cave. We're gonna talk about this subject matter. Probably a lot more. So a lot of people wanted us to talk about it.
Yeah.
And come on, hit us in the comments. Share this thing, like this thing.
Yeah.
We never gonna bring you no trash.
That's right. Hey, we love you, South Park. We love you, Smith Edition. We love you, Third Ward. We love who else we missing? Fifth Ward.
All that good stuff.
Oh,
man.
We love y'all, man. Yeah. How do y'all do it? I don't know how they do the gang signs, man. But hey, love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
We coming back soon.
Oh yeah, we coming back,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all stay tuned, man.
Yeah, bet.
Yes, sir.
Bet.